I am the branch manager over the provider licensing and certification branch. So although we are officially known by that name around here, we are known as the provider enrollment branch. Our branch is responsible for enrolling providers in the Kentucky Medicaid program in accordance with the state and federal regulations, as well as the outlined and approved policies and procedures. Once the providers are enrolled, it is the provider's responsibility to keep their files up to date and also revalidate every 5 years. And as you all may know, Kentucky Medicaid utilizes the KYMPPA, which stands for the Kentucky Medicaid Partner Portal Application. And this is an online application that is used by external users to submit enrollment applications, as well as submit maintenance applications to update their files, and also submit revalidation applications to revalidate their provider numbers. So today, I will be presenting an overview of the revalidation application and how a provider or a credentialing agent can utilize the portal to submit the revalidation application. Okay. Okay, so to begin with, all users will have to create an account in the Kentucky Online Gateway portal. Okay, and once that account is set up, of course, prior to the account being set up, there are a few steps that the user will need to take, to remotely identify themselves. It's an RIDP process. But it is a very quick and easy process. And up on the screen, you will see two options here. So if you are a new user, you're going to click on create an account. And once you click on that account, it's going to take you to the following steps that will enable you to set up your account. And once you successfully set up an account within COG, then you will use the left-hand screen, which is, you're going to enter your username or your email ID and your password that you use to create the account, and you would click on login. Okay. So once you successfully create the account and you log in to the Kentucky Online Gateway, your next screen here is the landing page. It's called the COG landing page. And as you can see, we have the partner portal tile, or a widget as it is called. This will be on your landing page, and you're going to click on the launch button here. And once you click on launch, this next slide is what you're going to see on your screen. And excuse me, and this is called your dashboard. Your dashboard contains tabs up here, such as your application, maintenance, correspondence, administration, and such. So this application tab enables you to start a new enrollment or a change of ownership application if you have an existing provider number. And for this presentation purpose, since we are focusing on revalidation, the providers are going to use the maintenance tab. So as I said earlier, providers can update their file or do their revalidation through the portal. So they will be clicking on the maintenance tab here to start their revalidation process. And of course, there are some links here that will, help the user with any specific topics that they want to research on. And also, they have the notifications here on their dashboard. And these notifications are, basically correspondence that are coming out from the portal. And it is notifications that go out to the providers saying your application has been submitted successfully, Or if the application was returned back for corrections, then there will be a notification on the dashboard saying that your application has been returned for corrections. So there are different kinds of notifications that you will see. So this next slide here basically breaks down the functions under each of these tabs that I just spoke about earlier. Okay, so like I said, under the application tab, you will be able to submit a new enrollment application or do a change of ownership. Okay, and under the maintenance tab, there are several options or functions you could do. So the first option would be to do a maintenance. And as an example, if a provider is wanting to update their license or their certification, they would just do it through a maintenance function. Then you have the revalidation function. So the revalidations, as you know, is done every 5 years. So that would be the function you would choose. Then you also have the reinstatement option under the maintenance. Now, reinstatements are for providers that were previously terminated for an adverse action or for cause, as we call it. So if those providers, if they are wanting to come back into the program, they have, they have the option to do so, but they will need to choose the reinstatement option. Then you have the reapplication option under here, under the maintenance tab. And those are for providers that have let their number lapse over a year. But the reasons could be just, simple reasons as they just did not update their license for the past 1 year, or they let their certification lapse for over a year. And in that case, and if they want to, come in back to the program, they will use or they will choose the reapplication option. And the last option here under the maintenance tab is the voluntary termination. Now that option is for providers who no longer wish to continue in the Kentucky Medicaid program and they would like to voluntarily terminate their Medicaid number. Okay, so now this slide shows you when you click on maintenance, what is it that comes up on your screen. So as soon as you click on maintenance, you will be prompted to enter the Medicaid number that you would like to do the maintenance on. Okay, so at this point, you will need to have your Medicaid provider number that you're going to put in here. And you're going to click on search. Once you click on search, the basic information comes up on the next screen. So this next screen gives you or displays the provider name, taxonomy code, the primary address, revalidation date, the Medicaid ID effective and end date and status. Okay, and it also gives you the drop down that we just spoke about. These are the radio buttons, and you can, for this presentation purpose, we are going to do, we are not going to do anything, but you're going to choose a revalidation option here, and then you're going to click on continue. So once you choose on your revalidation option there and click on continue, this next screen is what gets you into the revalidation application. Okay, so as you look at the screen, the left-hand side is called the left-hand navigation menu, and it has all these sections that are built into the application. So it begins with the basic information, and this is just one screen here. So it has your business name or your provider name and other email IDs and other information. And then it just goes down to different sections. And as you keep in mind that these are all on separate screens. And at the bottom of the screen, you will have save and next. And you just need to, review your file one screen at a time. Make sure your information is up to date. And if you want to change anything, you can do so on that screen. And then you just go through each of these sections one at a time. And then you will come to your documents upload. Now, I haven't included these screens for each of the sections because it is pretty much, it's easy from there. You just need to go through each of the screens and update your files. But one thing I did want to bring up here is a document upload screen. Okay, so the document upload screen is built in such a way that it is catered to the provided type that the user is updating files for. Okay, so and again, each provided type has different requirements. So based on since this is a school-based provided type, these are the requirements that you will see under your document upload. So one is the IRS verification letter, and then you'll have the education certification letter from the Department of Education that needs to be uploaded. So you will be prompted on the required documents. If there is a upload required, this is where you will need to upload the documents. And there are, you just need to click on add, or you can click on edit and then change the name or upload a new one. And then you just click on save and next. So once you do all that, you come to the end of your application. So you're ready to submit your application. You have updated your file, you've made the changes, uploaded the required documents, and the final stage is your submission. So there are 3 ways an application can be submitted. Okay, so if you are the provider, so if you are the individual provider, or you're an officer or board member, or the owner of the provider, you will be able to complete the application, electronically sign it, and submit it to the Department for Medicaid Services for us to review and approve your application. Now, if you assign a CA is a credentialing agent. So if you have a credentialing agent completing the application on your behalf or the provider's behalf, they will have to complete the application and then send the application via portal electronically to the provider. The provider then accesses the application through the portal, reviews the application, and then he or she submits the application to DMS. So this is kind of a roundabout way if you have a credentialing agent. But we also have the third option for credentialing agents who can use an authorized delegate form at the submission screen. So the authorized delegate form needs to be completed by the CA. And once they complete and upload that form, they will be able to directly submit the application to DMS instead of sending it to the provider. So the authorized delegate form basically is signed by the provider or an officer or board member or an owner authorizing the credentialing agent to complete the application on the provider's behalf. So these are the 3 options for submitting the application. So this next screen kind of just tells us what are the different kinds of notifications you can expect on your dashboard. And as I mentioned earlier, throughout your application submission processes, you may receive several notifications, like your submission notification or corrections notification, or your application is approved notification. We also send license expiration notifications 30 days in advance. Okay, so letting the provider know your license is expiring, so you need to do a maintenance. Or we also send out a 60 and a 30-day revalidation notification through the portal, reminding providers to revalidate their provider number. And these notifications also go via email as well. This next screen is our support screen. Okay, and it includes the information or the contact information for users or providers to call or email in case they have any questions or issues. So we have a contact center. The phone number is 1-877-838-5085. And for any technical issues or getting access or creating an account, the original account with COG. Any issues with that, you will call the call center number, and the extension would be #1. And then for any program and policy inquiries, and if you want to just check on the status of your submitted application, you're going to click on extension 2. You can also email for the technical issues. You also have the option to email utilizing this email ID. And this next slide is very useful. I mean, it's been very useful for us internal users as well. So we do have a lot of resource materials out on our websites. Now, when we launched the first time, when we launched the portal, we had some webinars and all that was recorded, and all of that is stored here. So the links, you can go to these links and, kind of check out these webinars. Then there are resource materials, user guides, and quick reference guides. So this is a very useful page. Anytime you want to have a quick check on something, this is where you would need to go to. This is our website, provider enrollment website, and then you have the provider summaries. And again, this is just another, it's another web page where you can access the training resources. And once you click on there, you will see that you have a lot of these links that will, get you the resource that you need for, accessing portal or learning how to use portal. So that was the end of the presentation. Thank you.